All right, I'm going to show you how to add an equation to a Google Docs. We're not going to do this a ton. A lot of things you will done by hand, but if I give you an online assignment and you need to type something, this is a really easy tool. Okay, so you go here under Insert, and you want to go down where it says Equation. So you add Insert Equation, and you'll note that this little thing pops up right here, and I have a box right here. So if it's a very simple equation, like say x plus y, you can type that straight from your keyboard, and it's nice because it looks more like an equation than if you just typed x plus y on a normal thing, which would look like just like your regular type. So you can use it that way and not even use any of these additional tabs. To finish the equation, just use your right arrow and it comes out, and then you can continue typing if you wanted to use that normally. Now, if you wanted to go back in and edit, you can always click on that and do that as well. Okay, so let's say I want to do something slightly more complicated. I'm going to click New Equation up here again. Once you are using it, the equation tab bar is up there and you don't have to go under Insert. You can just click like I just did. Okay, so let's say I wanted to add a fraction. Okay, so let's say I wanted to write an equation of like y equals, I can do that right from my keyboard, but what if the slope of this line here was 1/2? If I type that on a regular keyboard, it wouldn't look quite right. So what you can use here is you come up, you can find this fraction right here. Now I'm going to click on that. You can see I'm in the numerator right now. So I'm going to press the number 1. Now if I use my arrow key, my right arrow key will take me down to the denominator, and I can hit 2. And to get out of the fraction and go so that I'm no longer in the denominator or the numerator, I just hit the arrow one more time, and now I can type my x. If I want to have a slope for that, I would hit, I can hit subtract for a negative intercept, I should say. Come back here if I had another fraction. Again, in my fraction now, just hit 3, go down to the denominator and hit 4. To get out of the whole entire equation, I just hit my right arrow, and to get out of the entire equation, and now you are done with that. Now, other operations that are up here, we're not going to use this all that much, but you can see that there is pi here in case you would need that. There's an alpha and a beta. So these Greek symbols are here. Right here are is a multiply, sign, divide. If you prefer the dot for indicating multiplication, plus and minus, chance you might be using those. When we talk about real numbers, if you need that symbol, it's right there. Infinity sign is here. And if you come over here, this has some, you might end up, the greater than and less than symbols are on your keyboard, but this is greater than or less than with the equal sign, which is not. The approximately, and then back to where we were here. So the other ones you might end up using here, other than the fraction, are the square roots and the other roots, and then the when you're going to an exponent. So I'm going to show you next how to do that. So I'm going to select this button right here. So if I wanted to do x squared, I would select that button first. You can't select it after you've already typed the x. You have to select that first, and now I can type x. Hit my right arrow to get up to the exponent, and hit my 2. Hit my right arrow again to be done with it. Now I want to have that x squared plus, say I wanted to make it y to the third. I would still pick this even though it says x. So I could say there's y, and now right arrow to get up to my exponent, right arrow to get down. And you can also use this right here even if it's a number to a power. So say I want 2 to the x power. I could say 2, arrow up to the x power, and be done. Okay. The last thing that we might use in this class here would be with the square roots. So if it's just a regular square root, you could type this and say it was square root of 3x. To stop the exponent again, the square root again, you hit the right arrow, and now you could type another operation. Say we wanted to do the cube root. I could select this. I could put the number 3 right there for the cube root, and now type my number in right there. So this is just a brief overview of how to write equations in Google Docs.